Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have another product showdown for you. I really love doing these here on my channel. I love putting products head to head. I've done foundations, primers, and concealers, I believe, so far here on my channel. I will have all of them listed down below for you guys, or maybe I'll create a little playlist and link it down below. But for today's showdown, I want to do a battle of the brows, basically. I recently picked up 2 new brow pencils that I've been testing out, each on their own, and I have been liking both of them, but I'm really curious to see how they perform side by side. So for today's video and for today's product showdown, I'm going to be putting head to head the Kylie Cosmetics eyebrow pencil as well as the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna brow MVP pencil. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out. Like I mentioned, I do really like both of these brow pencils on their own. I think I already have an idea of which one I'm going to like when I compare them to each other though, but I'm really curious to see how this turns out, and all of the details and stuff will be further in the video. So I really hope that you guys enjoy. And if you guys want to see these 2 brow pencils go head to head, if you want to see this battle of the brows, make sure to keep on watching. So just to go ahead and compare the 2 products for you guys, the Kylie Cosmetics brow pencil retails for $14 and it is just called the brow pencil, and the Fenty Beauty pencil retails for $20 and it is called her brow MVP ultra fine brow pencil and styler. So definitely a little bit more of a long name, but I feel like Rihanna always thinks about all those little details when she's creating her products. I love all of the different names that she uses, where I feel like Kylie kind of has a more basic approach to naming her products, which definitely there's no problem with that. Everyone has a little bit more of a different style, but brow pencil and then brow MVP, and the Kylie one is a few dollars cheaper. When it comes to the shade ranges of these 2 products, the Fenty one has 14 shades. You guys already know Fenty always kills it with the shade range. I think 14 is a lot for eyebrows. I think Rihanna really thought about different undertones and redheads and people with gray hair, dark hair, light hair, everything like that. And then the Kylie brow pencil is available in 6 shades, which definitely isn't horrible. I think when it comes to something like a brow product, it's different in the aspect of foundations, where there aren't really a lot of different brow colors and people can really make different brow shades work for them. And I know there definitely are some brands that only have 3 shades, like light, medium, and dark. So I don't think 6 is terrible, but I definitely think that they can expand. I definitely think she could have maybe some more undertones, some more like targeted brow shades like the Fenty one does. But like I said, I'm kind of not surprised because Fenty is known for their inclusivity and kind of known for their shade ranges. Although Kylie does have a pretty good shade range in her concealers, I do think that the brow pencil can expand. I just realized that I've been shaking these a lot and you guys can probably hear them rattling in the boxes. I talk with my hands, so I'm gonna put these down for now because I don't want to hear that. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and take them out of the box to show you guys anyway. The Kylie one has a really cute pink packaging with the clear tip on the spoolie, and I love the Fenty packaging. The Fenty one isn't perfectly round. It has more of a triangular shape to it, solid caps on both sides, and this one just overall feels more heavy in the hand. The Fenty one definitely feels a lot more luxurious, like it has a lot more weight to it. And I'm not gonna lie, one of my first impressions with the packaging on the Kylie brow was that it definitely was more cheap feeling, definitely more on the cheap side, like plasticky with like the clear plastic. Oh, did you I thought I pulled off the cap and I literally pulled off the whole spoolie. Okay, so I think that reinforces what I'm saying about the cheap packaging, but it does have the spoolie with the clear cap that literally just like pulls apart. That's interesting. So I do have both of these in the shade medium brown. I'm just referencing my little note sheet here. So the Kylie medium brown brow pencil is described as a warm chocolate for medium brown hair, and then medium brown in the brow MVP from Fenty is for medium to dark brown hair with a warm undertone. So pretty similar descriptions. Both are going to be more of a warm undertone, which I've personally been liking in my brows. I think it adds a little bit more life to my face and like a cool tone tone ash brown, and the Kylie pencil is going to have 0.003 ounces of product, and the Fenty brow has 0.0024 ounces. So the Kylie one does have more product for less of a price, but I definitely think that Fenty's packaging makes up for it when it comes to the price point. So I believe that is all of the basic information about the brow pencils. I know it's a lot of information, and I know not all of you guys really like these portions of these videos. I just like to be as informational as possible and give you guys all the details, especially when comparing products. I think all the nitty-gritty of a product is important as well, not just application. So I touched on the packaging, all the details. I think that the last thing that I want to touch on before we get on into the actual application of the product is the tail ends of these products. I'm sure you guys can see, and I'm sure maybe you guys already knew, but the Kylie has a traditional spoolie, whereas the Fenty Brow MVP has what they call a flat paddle brush. I've never experienced anything like the flat paddle brushes in a brow pencil before. I wasn't sure how I was going to love it, but I do really like it. I'm still not 100% sure if I like it more than a spoolie. There's just something about a traditional spoolie that I really enjoy brushing my brows through with. I feel like it just grabs all of the hairs nicely, where I feel like the flat paddle brush kind of just brushes them in place. It doesn't really like grab all the hairs and distribute the product, if that makes sense. But that is the last difference and the last aspect about these pencils that I wanted to compare. So if you guys want to see how these products apply, how the actual brush and spoolie work and everything like that, make sure to keep on watching, because we're going to get into application right now. So I think I'm going to start with the Kylie Kybrow on the left side of my face, your right, just to start the application, and I'll just do my brows like I normally do. Usually I would go ahead and do a brow pencil and then brow powder. I keep ripping off the whole end of this thing instead of just taking off the spoolie. So I feel like this packaging definitely wasn't made the greatest. If you guys can see, it literally just keeps disconnecting when I go to pull off the cap to the spoolie. Like I was saying, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my brows like I normally would. Typically I would do a brow pencil and a brow powder, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to be skipping the brow powder just so you guys can see how the pencils look on their own and how they kind of last throughout the day by themselves. So of course I'm just going to take the spoolie and comb through my brows just to kind of get them the shape that I want them. I did just go ahead and tweeze and clean up my brows right before this video, so there shouldn't be many like stray or unorderly hairs here. I usually like to start from the bottom of my brow here and kind of just take it back. I find that this brow pencil is pretty creamy and pretty pigmented, so I do try to have more of a light hand when I apply it. When I first tried this out, I was like way too hard-handed with it, and my brows did come out a little bit dark that day, but you really do not need a lot of pressure at all. If you guys can see, it really distributes the color right away into the brows. That was so quick, you guys. I swear this pencil is so pigmented. Filling in my brows is really fast. I feel like it is more pigmented than like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I do really love the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It still is my favorite. It just has a little bit more of a dry formula, which in my opinion, I feel like better helps you control the color. If you guys can see here, the Kylie one is like pretty dark right off the bat. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave the Kylie brow like that just for now. I will go ahead and touch it up if I have to, depending on how the other brow turns out. I kind of always have to go back and forth, but now I'm just gonna jump on into the Fenty brow pencil. I love how this one feels in the hand. And there's just something about the shape of it and the packaging design that makes it just really comfortable to hold. I think it's because it has more of a flat edge to it and you're not holding like a cylinder in between your fingers. But before I went any further, I wanted to just show you guys the tips on these, like the actual crayons, I'm pretty sure they're almost identical. If anything, when I first got the Fenty one, it was more of a flat top, which concerned me just a little bit. I know some people's had their concerns about the flat top of the Fenty one, but after a couple uses, it kind of rounded out, and I feel like it's totally fine. So now let's go ahead and get into the application of the Fenty Beauty. Like I said, I do really like this paddle brush, but I just feel like there's something about a traditional spoolie that really just like grabs the hairs really deeply and distributes the product nicely. I think that this brush definitely brushes the hairs into place, but I'm not as obsessed with it once it comes to actually spreading the product out. So again, I'm just gonna do my brows like normal, starting from the bottom and working my way back. Compared to the Kylie formula, the Fenty brow pencil definitely has a little bit more of a dry formula, but I don't say that in a bad way. I think you just need to put a little bit more pressure to get the pigment that you want. But I also do really enjoy it because it helps me better control how much product I am actually putting in the brows. But definitely a little bit more of a dry, stiff formula compared to the Kylie one. So of course I'm gonna go ahead and clean the brows up. I think I made this one a little bit too thick on the top, but I just wanted to show you guys before I do anything to the brows. So again, the Kylie one and the Fenty one, just to compare the colors and the finishes of them. I think the Fenty one is a little bit darker, but the Kylie one is a little bit warmer. If you guys were looking for comparisons between the shade medium brown in particular, I would say as far as the finish goes, I'm getting a little bit more of a softer, feathery hair-like look with the Fenty one, and I think that is because it does have a little bit more of a stiff, dry formula, whereas the Kylie one, I feel like it looks a little bit product-y, like you could almost tell more that my eyebrows are filled in. But I do want to go ahead and just clean up my eyebrows a little bit. Like I said, I think I had made them a little bit too thick, and carving them out is something that I always do, especially when I'm doing more of a full face of makeup. I just like to carve them out to make them look nice and defined, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna use my Sigma concealer brush. This is the F75. This is my favorite brush to carve out my brows. If you guys wanna shop Sigma brushes, I do have an affiliate code, an affiliate link if you want a discount. It is CheckIn at checkout for 10% off your purchase, but of course, no pressure to use it. I just like to mention it if you guys wanna save some money on Sigma brushes. So I'm just gonna take my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I literally just take whatever is excess on the wand because you really don't need a lot of this to carve out your brows, and then I just like to go in and sharpen them up. Okay, so here are the brows all filled in as well as carved out, so they're pretty much all done. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a close-up. Keep in mind they probably are gonna look a little bit big and dark and crazy right now just because I don't have any other makeup on my face, and this is the type of brow that I would do when doing a full face of makeup. But I just wanted to go all out to really show you guys so you could get to see the products in action. But I am gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face so you can see how they look with the full face. So again, just to show you guys, the Fenty Brow MVP pencil and then the Kylie Brow Brow pencil. So definitely let me know which one you guys are liking so far in the comments, or you could just wait till the end to tell me because we are going to be wearing these throughout the day. I feel like a lot of the brow pencils can look pretty similar right off the bat. I think that these do look pretty similar. Initially though, I do think I'm enjoying the Fenty one more. I think it has a little bit more of a smooth finish to it. I like the coverage that it gives in the brow, where I feel like I put a lot of product in the Kylie one and I feel like I could still see like my skin peeking through and some sparse places. It's definitely not a bad pencil. I think it is still good. I do like it, but I think so far I'm liking the Fenty one more, even when it comes to like the packaging and everything like that. Right now it is just about 3 o'clock. It is 2:56 right now, but I did start the application around 2:15, so we're gonna call the first check-in time 2:15. I will come back when my full face is done, and then we will check in again later, maybe around like 9 o'clock. I feel like that's a pretty fair wear test for brows. So I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, I am back for my first check-in. It's been a little while since you guys last saw me. I took a little bit of a break to, of course, finish up my makeup and have a little something to eat, but I am back. I want to take a look at these brows a little bit closer. It is 4:32, so it has been 2 hours and 15 minutes since we first applied the eyebrow pencil. So I did go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. I did not set my brows because typically day to day I don't set my brows. I really only set my brows if I'm going to like a special event or if I need my makeup to last extra long, but day to day I do not set my brows. But one of the biggest tests for me when it comes to a brow product holding up is how my eyebrows look after makeup application is done. I find that sometimes when a brow pencil is too like slippy and slidey between all the blending and powder flying and stuff on my face in the makeup application process, I will lose some of the pigment in more of a slippery brow pencil. But I don't think that happened with either of these brow products. I think both of them are still intact. I think they both look just as strong, but I do have to say, I do think that I am still preferring the Fenty side here. There's just something about the Kylie one when I have it on next to the Fenty. It just looks producty in the brows. It definitely has a little bit more of that waxy built up look to it in the brow. I don't even know if the camera is going to pick it up, but do you guys see here how some of my eyebrow hairs look like a little bit like chunked together, and it just looks kind of like uneven, like it's lighter there and darker there. I feel like my brow just looks more smooth on the Fenty side. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me. Of course, it's not entirely perfect. I don't want my brows to look super like blocked and like filled in, but I just think it looks way more smooth than the Fenty side does here. It just looks a little bit like chunky and producty to me. Overall though, from far away, I think both of the brow pencils look similar from far away. I personally am preferring the Fenty one though, just because I am kind of like nitpicky about these things, but I definitely wouldn't say that the Kylie one is bad by any means. I have used this before. I do like it. I just think the formula is a little bit more waxy than the Fenty formula, I guess you could say. So I think with these two brow pencils, it's really going to come down to how they're going to wear throughout the day, if they were going to smudge or anything like that. I am debating actually running a couple of errands just to kind of like get out of my dorm and go out and kind of see how they like wear outside, if I'm gonna like sweat or anything like that. But of course, I will definitely let you guys know. I will come back and check in soon and we will see how the brows are holding up side by side. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Hi guys, so I'm here to do my last check-in for this Battle of the Brows product showdown between the Kylie Cosmetics Brow Pencil and the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP. I quickly just set up my camera and one of my soft boxes, so that is why the angle is a little bit different, and if the lighting is like a little off, it is dark outside as you guys can see, but I wanted to wait as long as possible to film this. It is 9:02 p.m. I don't know if you guys can see that, so just shy of 7 hours of wearing this brow pencil. I know it's not the longest wear test ever. I really wanted to wear it longer, but honestly, the more I was thinking about it, I really don't think these are going to budge. Brow pencils on me, unless they're like absolutely horrible, really stay on like the whole entire day. 12 hours, 15 hours. I feel like brow pencils are really long wearing products. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, I have worn both of these brow products separately for like full days of wear, and none of them have really faded or anything like that. So I was trying to wear this longer for you guys so you could see how the brow products wear, but honestly, I'm just gonna tell you guys from experience, and I hope you trust me that they do last for a really long time. I'm honestly just really tired and itching to wash my makeup off, so I kind of just wanted to film this and get this over with. But this is how the brows are looking after 7 hours of wear. I think that they both look pretty good. Again, here is the Fenty side and then the Kylie side. I do personally prefer the Fenty one. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think the Kylie one is bad by any means. It just definitely has a little bit more of a waxy finish. I feel like you could see more sparseness in my brows, whereas the Fenty one is just so nice and smooth. It looks natural. My brows don't look like they're filled in per se, and I just feel like the Kylie one doesn't give my brows like the most smooth, natural filled in effect like the Fenty one is. Actually, the more I'm looking at my brows, I do feel like I see some more sparseness than I was seeing earlier, so maybe it did fade off. It's not horrible. It didn't like smudge around the face or anything, but I just think that looks so much better. But that definitely doesn't mean the Kylie one is bad by any means. I think if you guys like more of like a creamy, pigmented, waxy eyebrow pencil, you will like the Kylie one. It is also more affordable than the Fenty one, so that could be an upside as well. Just keep in mind the packaging on the Kylie one is a little bit more on the cheap side. Whenever I do these types of videos, I really hope for like a huge difference between the products, and I could say one is definitely really good and one is bad and one just like wins 100%. But honestly, I feel like I haven't found that yet when doing these product showdowns, and I think that's because I just know that products are going to be similar, and that's why I want to compare them. But again, I think these products are similar. They do essentially the same thing. I just think that the Fenty one does it better in my opinion. So that is going to conclude this video. That is my battle of the brows, this product showdown all done. I am going to continue to use both of these products. I do enjoy both of these products. Just keep in mind some of the faultiness I mentioned with the Kylie packaging earlier. Kind of was just like pulling apart. I think the Fenty packaging is more luxurious, and the Kylie one is also more like waxy. I almost feel like my eyebrow looks shiny, and I don't really love it because I feel like an eyebrow shouldn't look shiny. I'm just gonna go with the Fenty on this one. So I really hope that covered everything. If I missed anything in this video, or if you guys have any other questions, please let me know down below and I would love to answer it for you. I will have everything listed down below as well if you guys want to shop one of these brow pencils, or both of them, to put them head to head for yourself. Oh, I just dropped it. Let me know what you think. Let me know which brow pencil you thought looked better on me. I would love to know. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video and found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!